Next game, then Galway against Tyrone in Tuam. Now, both these sides have been beaten by Roscommon in previous rounds. Galway drew at Mayo in the first round. Tyrone bounced back and looked very, very impressive, beating Donegal, obviously, in the last round of fixtures. You know, like Tyrone have had already such a weird year when you think about it. Like, they looked pretty good at the start of the McKenna Cup. There was obviously a lot of positivity around the likes of Rory Canavan coming into the panel. And now they lost to Derry in the McKenna Cup final. A pitiful performance. Then they lose to Roscommon, and everyone's saying, you know, what is going on with Tyrone? Like, so many players have left the camp since the All-Ireland victory. And then how quickly things can change in a week. Suddenly they beat Donegal. Everyone's singing their praises. They looked really, really good. And now they go into this game against Galway in Tuam with a lot more people giving them a chance now than they would have last week.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I think the fact that on the very first week when we didn't know too much about Roscommon, they lost Roscommon, everyone was like, Jesus, Tyrone must be in an awful way. And then they go out and beat Donegal by 8 points, was it?
Yeah.
Or 6? Yeah, 8 points, yeah. And blew them out of the park. And that was after Donegal getting a last kick of the ball over the bar to beat the All-Ireland champions. And I thought, all right, this could be, this probably you think at that time, Tyrone losing to Roscommon, Donegal beating Kerry, you would expect then Donegal going by the last game to push on and beat Tyrone comfortably enough. But to lose by 8 points was massive. I think Tyrone aren't as bad as a place. I think we shouldn't sleep on Roscommon after those 2 games. I like, you know, it was a point I think they lost. It was lost to Roscommon. It wasn't that much, and so I think they're in a decent enough place. I don't think they're as bad as we thought originally.
And sorry to cut across.
Yeah, go on.
Do you remember that moment where Darren McCurry lost the ball right in front of the goalkeeper when Tyrone were a goal up?
Yeah.
Darren McCurry had that goal chance. He let it slip between his fingers. I think if he puts that in the back of net, I think Tyrone go on and win that game. So I completely agree with you that they weren't as bad as people think. Roscommon just were brilliant.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like I know we'll get on to Roscommon, but I do like to look at them as well. But overall, I know we're going to go through the kind of who we're picking, but a spoiler alert is that I do think Tyrone are looking a lot better in this fixture than Galway are.
Yeah, Galway, you know, have they not impressed you so far? Like, what has it been? Obviously, Robert Finnerty's injury, like Damien Comer now as well.
Yeah. I think it's Comer. Like, I think it's like okay, you don't have Shane Walsh, obviously because he's taking a break, but then Comer goes down, and you know he's. Luckily enough, he's not missing the whole year, but he's going to miss the majority of the league. Like Galway they've 1 point. I know that they lost to Roscommon and they drew to Mayo. I think they're in a worse state. I think, like, especially losing to Roscommon losing to Roscommon and drawing to Mayo. Like, those are your 2 opponents in Connacht, and you're playing both of them, all 3 of them are on the same side. So you want to be in the league playing these 2 teams, and you want to be beating them because you want to become Connacht Championship and be like, lads, we've beaten these before. This is we can do this again. But when you draw to Roscommon, you draw to Mayo, I'm getting mixed up here. When you draw to Mayo and you lose to Roscommon, that's a massive blow for your provincial rivals, I think. So I do think like they're doing, like, I do think they will improve. Of course, they're going to improve. They'll have Shane Walsh coming back, and they will have Comer back eventually whenever he does get whenever his injury does pass. So, like, it's not the end of the world, but I think at this very moment in time, I would definitely go on the side of Tyrone.
Yeah, I'm going to back you there as well. I think Tyrone just carrying that bit of momentum. Galway, though, you could argue maybe are back to the wall after the Roscommon defeat. And maybe they could come out swinging, because the last time, to my knowledge, that Tyrone went to Galway blew them away. There was 2019 or 2020 in the league. That was right at the start of the Pádraig Joyce era with Galway. Yeah. So maybe an omen there that they can do it again. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
There's something like they racked up 426 or something. It was a crazy scoreline that they put up. So Galway could blow Tyrone away. Like, they really could. But I'm just right now with Comer's injury, Finnerty's injury, no Kieran Malloy, no Liam Silk. I'm looking at this, I'm just thinking, I think Tyrone have actually more lads available to them, which is mad when you're talking about how many players have left the Tyrone panel. But I do think they're looking good, and I'm going to go with them to get a narrow victory away in Tuam.